Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 127. So tonight we're reviewing Moana. So, first things first, quick shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches for $20 off your first month of personalized wine delivery.
It's awesome.
It's really great. So, Moana is the new Disney animated musical about a Hawaiian princess of sorts, tribal daughter.
What if they just called it Tribal Daughter? Like Lion King. Tribal Daughter.
This movie was kind of like Mulan meets Life of Pi.
Pocahontas?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Everyone was just raving about Moana. And I don't know if it's because I went in with high expectations or what, but I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Had a lot of problems with it.
The worst thing about it, way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
I quadruple checked the runtime. The biggest problem that I had with it was the cheesy schlockiness.
It starts and it's really cute, right?
Yes.
Baby Moana is adorable. Like,
adorable.
And she's playing with the ocean, and the seas part for her, and you're like, oh, this is fun.
And she's like following these shells.
The shells in the ocean.
Like,
you're like,
it's gonna lead her to a path of something.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then it was like, this movie decided that not a rule of threes, the rule of eights. It was like, we have to show you everything 8 different times. It was like, oh, her dad's trying to keep her out of the ocean because he's scared of it because he had a bad thing happen to him in the ocean. Oh, he's keeping her out of the ocean. Oh, he took her away from the ocean. Oh, he took her out of the ocean. She can't go in the ocean. He's taking her away. I mean, I'm not exaggerating how many times this happened. And it was a montage. And then after the montage it happened. And I was just like, okay, I get it.
Right?
And that was what this movie did. It beat everything to death.
I agree. And what was annoying was that, like, it seemed so unrealistic. You know, it was like they're on a fucking island in Hawaii. Why are we not embracing this, like, surfer girl, but you can't go past the reef?
Right.
Enforce that. Can't go past the reef.
Just don't go past the reef.
Don't go past the reef. Why can't I go past the reef? Just trust me. Don't go past the reef.
Yeah.
Right? And that's always the trope, and that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Just trust me is a thing that parents should never ever say. We get it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with giving you that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even that. It was like
she'd like be like, I'm gonna dip my toe in. No, you can't. You know, it was like the ocean was poisoned or something.
It was so bizarre.
It was like it was the sewing needle in Sleeping Beauty.
Yes.
Right? It was like, you can't touch the ocean. It will poison. It will put you to sleep. You know, I was like, what's happening? I don't know. I almost wish they had like made the dad more of an asshole because he was just sort of like dumb. Like he was just like, I'm a simple like closed-minded guy.
Okay. No, and the mom was completely absent,
What was her personality? I liked the grandma.
The grandma was fine. I actually would have liked her to be a little bit more kooky rather than just telling us that she was the kooky lady.
I'm the village crazy lady. That's my job.
Because, like, the grandmother in Mulan was, like, crazy but fabulous, right? You're, like, soups rooting for her. And in this, you're like, okay, but what's your deal? You know what it was?
What?
It was Mulan meets Brave meets Life of Pi.
It was confused.
And the problem was like Brave.
The Brave corner.
Was like there's like witchcraft magic.
Yeah.
And a story that doesn't make sense really.
Well, throw in a little bit of Hercules.
Yes.
With like the mythology of it all, you know, but like not even great.
It's like Hawaiian Hercules, but I never really loved Hercules that much.
I mean,
I much prefer Emperor's New Groove to Hercules.
I mean, there's like literally no contest. What are you talking about? I can't believe you just compared them.
My voice? So, like, that was my problem, was that it was just kind of like one of the mediocre Disney movies.
Right. It had moments like she finally is like, fuck you, Dad. I wish she had said that. She's like, fuck you, Dad. I'm going out to sea or whatever. And she's out in the ocean in her catamaran and she has her Colors of the Wind moment. Yep. And I was like, this song is great. I love this. Oh my God. She's sowing her oats. She's like totally on her own adventure. Oh, all the other songs are bad. Like, he was like, oh, all the other songs are like, eh.
A lot of the other songs were just kind of like, mm.
I'm genuinely trying to think. Okay, there was that one song about the good one.
Right. Here I am, and I'm singing about how I'm feeling my oats, and I'm feeling my oats.
I wish those were the lyrics.
It basically were.
I'll go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was like, yeah, how far I'll go.
That's what I know. There was the Island Coconut song.
Yeah, like, oh, we all put the coconuts and we do our own job and we do the thing that we do with the coconuts and the thing.
But sure. There was the hero, Bowie's first song.
Yeah, oh, I'm the people's hero and I saved all the people and the people love me because I'm Maui and I'm a hero.
That sounds eerily familiar to the coconut song. And then there was the crab song.
I'm sparkly and I eat all fish because I'm sparkly.
What other songs were there?
I don't know.
Do you remember? Was there another song? Did the grandma sing a song?
The grandma sang a song.
When they're like when she's the stingray.
But that was part of the same song of how far I'll go. And she shows me the light and she's a stingray. That was the same song.
That one good song they reprised and repackaged
like
it 4 times.
Yeah, a lot.
They were like, we know this is our ace.
Exactly.
Right? But it was like, oh, all the other songs are shitty.
And I was like, and so then at
it's
the
like
end.
listening to the Danny DeVito song in Hercules, where you're like, skip.
Yep.
Nope.
No. And that was the big bummer, was the music really fell flat for me. And I will say this, and I will say this a million times and stand behind it. A Disney movie is made and broken by the music.
Absolutely.
You look at like Aladdin.
Yeah.
Like all of those songs are
Every
so
single goddamn
fabulous.
one of those songs.
Right? And so like the Genie has the really fun songs, which should have been either
Maui.
What Maui's was like, or what the Crabs was like.
How fun would a Maui song have been where he's constantly changing, shape-shifting into different animals and singing a fucking great song about it? But The Rock can't sing and they didn't write the song.
Yeah. Why did it have to be The Rock? Who gives a fuck?
Because he's Polynesian.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
Oh.
Or Samoan.
The girl, I will say this, the girl that they got for...
Fucking great. Her voice, great. Singing, great. She was great.
She was great, and apparently she was the last person to audition. She'd seen all of these YouTube auditions and was like, oh, I'm not good enough or whatever, and her agent or whoever it was like, no, like, this is literally the, like, role that you get.
Like, you were born for this.
Like, come on. And so she auditioned, she was the last person to audition, and they picked her. Because she was great. The music wasn't that great, and then at the end, it said, music by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I was
that's right.
And I was like, oh, because not gonna lie, I'm just not a big fan of his.
Controversial statement. I am not either.
And that's, I guess that's personal and whatever, but like, I
find it to be very, like, sing-talky, which I hate.
I don't like.
I personally hate. So, like, when The Rock started singing his song, I was like, first of all, this is terrible.
I see what's happening, yeah.
And then there was the Crab song.
Oh.
Which, I mean, if I'm being honest, needed to be Tim Curry.
Yes.
I mean, it was Jermaine Clement, who I like, but I don't know, like, if it was the song or the writing, it just was like, eh. But Tim Curry would have, like, really sexualized it, I feel like.
None of this movie seemed to really get itself.
Mm-mm.
You know?
It wasn't funny.
And yet it took itself so seriously.
It didn't seem like she had any real problems.
Not real. Well, but she didn't seem to have any real problems except for the fact that her island was apparently dying because of this curse of, like, there was
a long walk.
The darkness.
There was a lot.
And it's like, shouldn't that have been more real? But we spent so much time talking about her dad won't let her leave the reef. And it's like, we get it. I don't know.
I needed it to get worse.
I wanted it to be real fucking serious.
Yes.
And people starving, right?
It didn't have that, like how Zootopia had those few real moments of like, oh God, this is really serious and sad and real, and then it makes the light moments all the better and more fun. This was just like, it's not great.
Right. I'm gonna go find myself and find out why this is happening.
You're right. Nobody was starving. No, it was almost on the precipice of being not great.
I kept waiting for her to go on her adventure.
Yeah.
And then she was on her adventure, and I kept waiting for something to happen on the adventure. It was like...
Right. Well, and it had the same problem with Hercules where, with this demigod, right, who's like, I'm so great, I don't want to be, like, I'm going to do my own thing. Like, when you have this character who's not on board for the journey or the adventure, you're like, I'm over this. Like, fuck you then. Like, get out of here.
Exactly.
And Maui spent 40 minutes being like, I don't want to do anything.
I'm not going on a mission with some kid.
And he was just like, can you get on board or shut up?
She needed a Mushu.
Well, okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why are you gonna animate a perfectly fucking adorable pig if you're gonna take this stupid chicken on the whole journey with you?
Sure. The chicken was just annoying.
What was the point of that?
I don't know.
She has this adorable pet pig, and you're just like, can't wait. You're gonna be on the ocean with her, and you're gonna have oh, they left him on the island. She's stuck with this chicken, who's a moron.
It was too simple.
Yes.
Her character was too simple. Everyone's character was too simple.
Well, everyone was just like, I'm good. I'm bad.
Who was bad?
Like the lava monster.
But the lava monster wasn't. That was the whole thing there, was that she was like, oh no, the lava monster is just the woman without her heart.
But she was, there was no shades. She was evil, and then she was perfect and
Right.
good. Like there was no like, oh, I'm having a conflict about, no.
The crab, I guess, was evil.
Was
Sure. He was mean.
There was this whole talk about the realm of the monsters. And I was like, oh, cool. Nope, nothing really happened. It's just your crab.
Like, I wanted some Ursula realness.
Yes. Well, there was no villain.
Not really.
You know, and then because the ocean protects her, there was no consequence. He literally, Maui throws her off the boat, and the ocean brings her back, and it's like, oh, that's funny. And then it happens 27 times. And you're like, so there's no consequence.
Right.
So whatever happens, the ocean will just save her, and like, who cares?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, so at some point in the movie, it turns into Waterworld, and these coconut pirates show up on like a landmass of ships, and you're like, where's Dennis Hopper with his eye patch? Were they sentient coconuts?
I don't know, I guess.
Or were they like gremlins in a coconut?
I think they were gremlins.
They were wearing coconuts
I'm not
as
sure.
clothing?
I'm not sure. It was also like the ripoff of the same scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they're like, oh, you stole my medallion. Like, literally, come on now.
Can we talk about how if that fucking stone fell out of her necklace one more goddamn time, I was losing my mind. It was the 3 frying pans all over again. Just like, oh my god, can you just make the clasp work? You're driving me crazy! Wait, but so really, like, were the coconuts sentient?
I think they were.
So did, like, the evil lava monster make them alive? So
I don't know.
what's their intent? What happened?
Okay, and this
like,
is...
because if they had been all ashy and fucked up and like, we're the dead coconuts that are like zombie coconuts, okay, at least that makes some kind of sense. They were just like coconuts that were dressed up like pirates, and I didn't understand it.
It didn't make any sense. I just, like, Maui was such a disappointment for me. His whole character.
Well, his lines weren't funny.
I'll tell you why, because the ocean's straight up kooky dukes.
Like, she was the hero. She was badass.
Yeah.
She kept being like, no, fuck this. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep
And,
going.
like, why couldn't it have just been hers to do all along? I don't know.
I really wanted that at some point.
And this is the other problem that I had. I just had so many problems with the movie. The whole plot didn't make sense. So they start off with this mythology, right? Maui stole the heart from the island, and it spread darkness throughout the earth. But so then, shouldn't it have been that the lava monster, the Mother Nature without her heart, have just been seeking her heart the whole time?
Yeah.
Right? In which case, shouldn't it have been a story about, like, returning the heart to the lava monster?
Yeah.
Why isn't there then, like, someone wants to, like, maybe there's power, right? And if you control the heart, you control the lava monster. So it's her fighting against a villain who is a demigod or whatever. If the coconuts are the sidekick of some other evil villain, then I would have been on board. And they have to defeat the evil villain in order to return the heart to the right place where it belongs.
I mean, that just makes sense. It needed to be like, oh, they gave it to her because she's uncorruptible, because she's not trying to get power, because she has a heart that's true. And
because she's the diamond in the rough. Oh wait, that's Aladdin. Fuck you. I don't understand.
Where was Iago? Where were the characters?
Yeah.
Ugh. I was pretty ready for that fucking chicken to walk into the ocean and drown itself. I have to say.
You got so angry at that shit.
It literally served no purpose other than to be annoying. So there was one other thing that was weird. Because Maui was this sort of non-character, I feel like they really needed to define their relationship more.
I was waiting for them to fall in love at the end.
It was so bizarre.
It was so bizarre. And then I was like, I'll see you, bud. And I was like, huh?
I mean, it was like, because she was sort of in this in-between age. You know, she was probably like 14.
Was she?
How old do you think she was?
Oh, I thought she was like 18, 20 at that point, at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was like a cool 13, 14 the whole time.
Maybe she was like 16, 17. I don't know.
I don't think so.
This movie needed like a little bit more Blue Crush. Actually, you know what it really needed? You know what it really needed? There was some, oh god, this is like a real deep cut, and you guys are just gonna be like, what? There was some Disney movie where she like goes to Hawaii.
Like a cartoon?
No, like a Disney Channel original movie.
Gidget Goes Hawaiian?
No, it was like surf girls or something. I don't remember. We'll look it up and I'll put up the poster.
Yeah.
I remember she had this Olympus camera that I wanted so badly.
Oh.
Silly.
It was like really was a missed opportunity that she didn't surf. Or want to surf.
Or like do anything with the water. Like it should have just been like you can't go past the reef.
Yeah.
And then one day she does and there's trouble. Simba. Everything the light touches. Like, come on! Like, this is so basic! Just, like, really missed opportunities for me, where it was like, oh, this could have been a really cool, fun thing, and, like, thank God it wasn't lava, where it was, like, the islands are talking, although they kind of were.
Yeah, the ocean really, at some point, became far too, like, a character. It was, like, at first it was just like, ooh, like, we're kind of drawing you near. And then it was like, oh, no, I'm like a
I'm flubber.
Like, it just like, at a certain point, it became a character, and that was very unnecessary.
It was very unnecessary.
Like, she didn't have to really, I mean, she learned how to sail, which was cool. But basically, she would be like, I can't do this. Save me, ocean. And then it did.
And then it did. So, was it terrible?
No.
No. Was it amazing?
No. Maybe.
Rent it.
Rent it. Rent it and listen to that one really great song for you.
Yeah, Spotify that.
Stop thief.
Just a little snack, guys. Take it back, guys. Anyway, what were you saying?
Brent's Ali,
Barbara,
look at the feathers.
Fabulous, Harry. I love the feathers.